Hello students, I welcome you all to Current Affair Lectures by Azad ICS Academy, and today we are going to look into the current affairs of 4th April. So before we go into the 4th April, we'll see the questions that we discussed on 3rd April, that is yesterday. What was the magnitude of the major earthquake that struck Myanmar on March 28, 2025? This was the first question. I think very clearly it is 7.7 is the right answer, right? So this is the first question. The second question that we have here is why the earthquake was not that minor when it comes to Bangkok. We'll discuss this. See, Bangkok is far from the silent point. Yes, that is also right. The city is built on a stable rock formation. No, was not discussed yesterday. The earthquake did not produce any seismic waves. It's not correct, right? The seismic waves caused oscillations in the water and swaying in the building. So this is the right answer. This is one of the statements that we saw in yesterday's paper. See, nowadays UPSC is asking too much on what is coming in the newspaper. That's why I am pasting the wordings as it is there in the newspaper so that you can connect easily. Giving analysis is very easy, okay? I can tell you everything about it, but the words that are used in the newspaper is something that's very, very important for us. You need to read those lines. And I know you may not get that much time to read the newspaper. That is why I put the same content in the PPT also so that you're aware of this, right? So now let us see what is the first important article that we have for today. Okay, why is undersea cable important? Now we have to understand that the cables are there. They are underground also, okay? And we also have undersea right now. We are discussing about the importance of having the cables under sea. India is getting a new cable landing system coming online gradually. The latest edition of Airtel to Africa Pearl system, which has investment from Facebook, parent Meta, adding 100 terabytes per second of capacity to India's international bandwidth. Earlier this year, the CME V6 cable was landed in Chennai and Mumbai. So these are the places where it was landed, and the name was CME, right? So this is something that we need to understand. So India is trying to expand its internet infrastructure. And what is the new infrastructure that we want to do here is that is the latest two African Pearl add around, like Airtel's. There are two Africa Pearl system. Okay. They are going to add 100 terabytes of capacity per second. This is the capacity of the information that is going to be transmitted, and that is why cables are important. Now, what is the name of this? It is CME V6 cable, and that is been there in Chennai and Mumbai, right? So, what are undersea cables? Undersea cables connect are nothing but they are the main link connects the world's internet network. They connect internet service providers and telecom operators everywhere with those of other countries. These cables are few inches thicker and heavy, padded to withstand the hostile environment to seafloor. Inside strands of fiber optic cable, similar to that connect the modern telecom towers and routers. Okay, provides massive capacity of large volume data and quick crisscross the earth. So what is this? First is let us understand the meaning of undersea cable. Undersea cable is nothing but it is a network, or which network? Internet network. So it is a internet network. Now that is going to connect across the countries and continents. These cable are few inches, okay, and they are having a very thick coating because they are going to be in the water for a longer period of time. So they have to get adjusted to that environment. So hence they are very few inches thick and heavily padded. So the covering is very heavy. Okay. And they also carry optic fiber, which is going to be very helpful for high speed and high volume capacity of data. Now they are going to allow large volume of data to travel across the globe, and the landing point, these cable come across shores and connect stands inland. Now you need to understand that these cables are going to support. So what is that they are mentioning is at each landing point, usually a manhole covered with a lid and the top with the sand. These cables made landform and go further inland into the connection. So further these go into the inland and there'll be connection, which is called as landing station. Okay. Now here we have to understand that the cable supports 90% of the data. So here, this is something very, very important. The cable is supporting the 90% of the data, which is 80% of the world trade. Okay. World's trade and 10 trillions of financial transactions are happening because of this kind of, infrastructure. Okay. So this is something that we need to understand. Each modern cable has several hundred gigabytes per second of capacity, and we can support thousands of telecom users. This Other side of undersea cable is transitional network. The less well-manned network of cable and towners bring connectivity from the coastal to people as well. So it is going to connect from coast to people as well. So India has two main hubs. One is Chennai and Mumbai. This is something that we need to understand, which has got around 17 cable system. We have how many cables here? We have got 17 cable system. Okay. And we have two domestic projects also that are connecting Andaman and Nicobar and Lakshadweep Islands. Okay. So currently we are trying to meet the present needs. Future data may also exceed, right? Now, there are some risks also when it comes to these kind of cables. Look, India has fewer cables than compared to other smaller countries also. Like Singapore has many cables, but India has few cables. Now, damage in areas like Red Sea can impact 25% of internet traffic. So if there is a damage that happens in Red Sea, then that is going to impact 25% of the data that is going to be covered. Okay. Though some damages are occurred in the past, okay, there are anyway some kind of challenges that have occurred in the past. Many cable routes still follow historical trade paths itself, right? Now, what are the challenges that we have? Okay. And what can be done to, bolster? That is nothing but these are the solutions. Before we go to the solutions, you have to understand the challenges that we have. Laying cables in internet requires 50 permissions from different departments. See, we need to understand that. See, you need to understand about 51 permissions who are needed beyond the Department of Telecommunication. So this is a problem. And what should be the solution? For one, the companies laying subsea cable complain of excessive permissions need to the land a single cable in India. So this is a problem. Now, what can be the solution? Obviously, make it a little more better. Okay, make these kind of things easier. Now, most delay happen in 24-mile territorial near the coast, right? Cables are often damaged by fisher trawls as well. So anybody who is, having fishing trawls break these cables and all the time. Okay, this is one of the issues that we have, right? So India lacks repair ships and cable storage depots and depends on foreign vessels. So we are depending on foreign. So can you see India is depending on the foreign repair vessel system for a longer permission, process them in Indian waters. So this is another issue that we have. So this needs to be simplified. So what we need to understand here is what is the problem that we have seen and the solution for this. We need to have a permission system very simplified. That is whatever permission system that we have, very long chain, that is 51 permissions are required. Instead of having, 51, 60 permissions, it is better we have a simplified permission system. Simplified permission system as in we need to make sure that the process of laying these cables is going to be a little more simple. It's not that complicated and it is very simplified so that, people can come and, do kind of new investments over here. And second thing is we need to have our own local repair infrastructure. We need to have our own local repair infrastructure. Now, I want you to just note down these. So if you have to discuss about India's current undersea cable capacity, what is it? These are some of the important pointers that you need to take away from here. So one is that India has two major, I have mentioned this, but I'm just writing it down so that you remember. India has two major hubs when it comes to these kind of underwater cable. And that is one is Mumbai because this is important coastal city, and another is Chennai. Okay, these are the two hubs that we have. And India has somewhere around 17 cables that we have presently. Okay, and there are two domestic cable projects also. Out of that, one is basically they're connecting Andaman and Nicobar Islands and the Lakshadweep Islands. Okay. While current capacity meets the present needs, whatever we are having, the present needs are being met by this arrangement right now. Future data growth may also exceed. Means over a period of time, we may exceed the growth. Okay. So we have discussed the risks. We have discussed the challenges. We have discussed the solutions. Now let us see the next important article that we have. And that is one of the important topic here. This is important for your prelims point of view because there is one more important handicraft that has got a GI tag. Okay, getting GI tag means it is going to be giving more emphasis on it or making it more aware. People are being more aware of this. So we'll see what is this all about. Okay, it is one of the important bamboo art that is present in Kerala region. So we'll discuss about this. And the name is Kannadi Paya. Kannadi Paya is a unique, okay, tribal handicraft from Kerala. So you may have to remember this. Kannadi Paya is not from Karnataka. It is not from Kannada. It is from Kerala. Has received a geographical indication tag ensuring market production and global platform for traditional product. Okay. So here the Kannadi Paya gets GI tag anchoring tribal handicrafts on the global map. So hence it is a tribal handicraft in the Kerala region. And now it is getting a kind of what you mean to say GI tag. That is very, very important for us. Okay. It is a tribal bamboo mat. So can you see this is a bamboo mat? This is nothing but it is a bamboo mat. Okay, from Kerala. Right. Now, it is a traditional tribal handicraft from Kerala. So what is this particular Kannadi Paya? It is nothing but it is a traditional tribal handicraft from Kerala. The name Kannadi Paya literally means what? What is this Kannadi Paya? Kannadi basically means mirror. Okay, Paya is basically mat, right? So here, if you have to do this, Kannadi basically means Kannadi in Kannada also means mirror, or Kannadi is a mirror image. So mirror, and Paya here basically means the mat. Kannadi Paya means the mat, mirror mat, due to its reflective worn patterns. So it is having a very reflective worn patterns, and that is the reason why it is also called as, or what it means basically means. So here you can see here from its reflective pattern. So it is the product derives the name literal meaning as mirror mat. So we call it as mirror mat. Okay. Now, it provides natural warmth during winters and cooling effect in summers. So what is the importance of this? So in the summers, it keeps it cool, and during the winters, it keeps it warm as well. Right? So hence, this is a very, very important feature of this particular Kannadi Paya mat. The reason is because during the summers, it is making sure that it is cooling, having a cooling effect in summers, and it is providing the natural warmth. So it is providing you a natural warmth in the winter season. And that is a reason this is becoming what? Very, very famous. The craft is practiced by tribal communities. What are the tribal communities which are practicing this? This is very, very, very important because UPSC loves, your tribal communities. So hence the tribal communities, I'll just mention it over here. The one of the tribal communities, Urali. Another tribal community that is there is Manan, Malayan, Kadar, Uldan, Hili, Hill, Pulaya. So these are some of the tribal communities which are practicing this craft. Okay. It is mainly produced in Idukki. So which are the places? So here you can see it is also mentioned here. It is produced in Idukki district, also in other places, right? In Thrissur and in Palakkad districts as well. So these are some other places where. So GI tag has been awarded to Inaru. These are the names. So you don't have to, these are the names of these people. So you don't have to remember the names of these people. But yes, which place? Idukki place. Idukki district. It recognizes, the recognition makes the Kannadi Paya the first tribal handicraft project from Kerala to receive GI tag. So which is the first tribal handicraft that we have is Kannadi Paya. Okay, so Kannadi Paya recently received GI tag offering a legal protection and global market access. So these people are now going to get what? They are going to get legal protection. So nobody else will be able to do this and say it is theirs. They are going to get a kind of a legal protection also. And not just the legal protection, they'll also get global market access. So that is throughout the globe, they can basically, sell this product. Okay. Efforts are ongoing to revive youth interest and develop structured market and eco-friendly products. So right now what we have to, why is Indian government doing is because we want to make sure that we are reviving the interest of the youth as well, because if these people are able to, give the same knowledge to their young people, they will be able to, give some kind of interest in this case. So we want to revive the youth interest and also develop a structured marketing and eco-friendly product. So this is a very eco-friendly product because biodegradable product, a very eco-friendly product. So hence this is something that we want to do, right? So this is about the Kannadi Paya and GI tag. Now let us see the questions for today. Okay, the first question that we have is what is the primary function of an undersea cable? See, is it to transport electricity? Of course not. Is it to provide a research station? No. It is to provide an internet. Look at this. It is to monitor the seismic activity? No. So try to identify the answer because we all know the cable that we were talking is related to Airtel. Now, Airtel is a service provider company for data. So hence this is related to, this is how you can link the topics and remember them. Okay, what percent of global financial transactions move through cable? So please look at it, how much amount of global financial transactions are happening. I have discussed this also, right? It is around 90%, which is around a world's 80%, right? So hence around 10 trillion dollars of infrastructure or financial transactions are happening through cables itself, right? So try to remember what is the correct number here, right? And try to answer this in the comment section. If also possible, try to provide the explanation to it. So it is 90% of, I'll just give this once again here so that you are aware, 90% of the data, 80% of the world trade, and $10 trillion in financial transactions. Right? So try to identify what is the right answer for this, right? So world trade basically is nothing but 80% and 90% of the data. They're not asking about the data, they're asking about the financial transaction. So you may get confused between this and this. Try to find out the right answer. I'll come up with the right answer in tomorrow's lecture. If you have any other comments, if you have any other suggestions, please put it in the comment section. Thank you so much.